Okay, let's jump right into this. Look, if you've tried medical cannabis and it felt like a complete letdown, or maybe it even made your symptoms worse, I really need you to listen up. Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're going to completely reframe your entire medical cannabis experience. We are finally moving away from all that frustrating guesswork and diving deep into the actual clinical science of why things haven't worked for you in the past and exactly how we're going to fix it.
I want to start by just acknowledging something that is absolutely crucial. Feeling frustrated or feeling like you completely failed after trying a treatment that everyone told you was going to be the magical solution, that is incredibly common. You might have walked away from it thinking, well, my body just reacts badly to the plant, or I did something wrong.
But get this, 44%. Almost half of all medical cannabis patients drop out and just give up within their first 90 days. Think about that. That is a massive system-wide pattern. If nearly half of all patients are failing, that's not a coincidence, and it is definitely not a patient problem.
So hear me loud and clear on this. Cannabis was supposed to help you. You are not the problem. This sky-high failure rate, it's actually a massive failure of the system itself. Think about it. You were handed one of the most pharmacologically complex substances in modern medicine, probably given some cool-sounding strain name and totally generic instructions to just start low and go slow, and then left to figure the whole shebang out entirely on your own. Honestly, that's not medicine. That's just abandonment.
The system failed, not you. 3 clinical gaps.
Let's start with gap 1, the expectation gap.
The biology behind this is so fascinating. You see, your body has an endocannabinoid system, or ECS. When you start this treatment, your ECS needs a 14 to 21-day priming period of very consistent, low-dose exposure, just to wake up and stabilize. So a lack of instant relief in week 1, that isn't a failure at all. It's literally just biology doing its thing.
We kind of expect this instant magical cure, right? But that's a total myth perpetuated by really bad advice. The actual clinical reality is that you need 2 to 3 weeks of priming. You didn't fail the treatment. The timeline you were given failed you. You made a completely rational decision to stop based on entirely wrong information.
So how do we bridge this expectation gap? Well, patients in the WIZDOM program use a really cool journaling methodology called counting the gifts. Instead of waiting around for some 100% perfect cure to just drop out of the sky, you actively record small daily wins. You start noticing present moment relief. It completely shifts your brain's focus from demanding perfection to actually recognizing real gradual progress.
Now for gap 2, dosing and absorption.
Because of wild differences in human DNA and our individual endocannabinoid deficiencies, absorption variances can swing anywhere from 10% to 100%. Basically, one person might only absorb a tiny fraction of the medication, while someone else absorbs almost all of it. Because of this wild variance, the idea of a standard dose is just a complete myth. Personalizing your specific dose based on your unique absorption is absolutely critical.
And that leads us directly into what we call the biphasic trap. Cannabis actually has a dose-response curve with a really hard therapeutic ceiling. A low dose can be incredibly therapeutic for you, but if you cross that ceiling, the exact same compound flips. It can trigger anxiety, disrupt your sleep, or even amplify your pain. It's kind of like caffeine, right? 1 cup gives you great focus, but 5 cups just give you the jitters. So that common advice you always hear to take more if it's not working, that is a dangerous trap and precisely the wrong thing to do.
Which brings us to gap 3, the chemistry gap.
Terpenes are basically the organic compounds that give the plant its smell, but they're also the engines driving the medical benefits. For example, if you have arthritis, you might really need pinene or myrcene to act as an anti-inflammatory or muscle relaxant. This proves exactly why guessing just does not work. You absolutely have to match the specific chemovar and terpene profile to your exact unique symptoms.
Let's look at another example. Matching for stress and anxiety might require a terpene called linalool for its really strong sedative, relaxing effects. On the flip side, a patient managing cancer and chemotherapy side effects might need caryophyllene to augment their treatments, or limonene to relieve gastric reflux and support digestion. You simply cannot just pick a cool-sounding strain off a dispensary shelf and expect it to magically treat your highly individual medical condition.
The paradigm shift from product to protocol.
The old way, that broken system that failed you, is literally just handing you a jar of product and wishing you good luck with pure guesswork. But the new way? It is an empowering, structured, highly personalized clinical protocol that tells you exactly what to do with what's inside that jar. It tells you exactly how much, when to take it, at what pace, and most importantly, how to actually know if it's working.
And the clinical data backs this up in a massive way. In clinical programs rolled out across major operators over in Israel, patients without a protocol quit after an average of just 4 months. But, and this is huge, when those exact same patients, using the exact same products, were given a written clinical protocol, they stayed on consistent, effective treatment for an average of 34 months. The product didn't change at all. The guidance did.
The WIZDOM Protocol solution.
So the WIZDOM formula has 3 core steps to really build your independence. Step 1 is giving you a personalized titration map. Step 2 is using a reporting tool for iterative dose discovery, basically finding your exact therapeutic ceiling without ever hitting that biphasic trap we talked about. And step 3 is extended education, so you can achieve total confident mastery over your own self-medication.
Inside your titration map, you are not going to find vague advice. You get a highly calibrated starting dose based on your personal medical history, a written week-by-week escalation schedule, exact product profile criteria matching your symptoms, and crystal-clear metrics to track. You will literally never have to guess your dose or wonder about your progress ever again.
Take your free assessment. I want you to really ask yourself right now, which of the 3 gaps is blocking your relief? Is it the expectation gap, dosing, or is it chemistry? We actually have a totally free self-diagnosis assessment tool that you can take right now. It acts as an immediate cheat sheet to pinpoint exactly where your treatment went off the rails.
It's time to stop spending your hard-earned money on guesswork that doesn't work. Start your clinical protocol tonight. You finally have the map to unlock the true potential of this medicine. The only question left is, are you ready to stop guessing and actually start healing?